field.
You'll notice some tape on the wall for the men's problems. After we have a colorblind competitor go, the route setters will be stripping that tape off. So that is why it is there at the moment.
For the qualifying round, the competitors will have 5 problems to work on. This is an on-site format. This is the first time Gentry and all the competitors will be seeing all the problems that they're climbing on. They will have 4 minutes to climb on each problem and then a 4-minute rest as they work through their set of qualifying problems. Looking to take the top 20 competitors to semifinals tomorrow morning. We'll of course be bringing that to you live starting at 9:45 in the morning. Mountain time.
Must be a lonely time up there, being the very, very first competitor in this empty feeling warehouse in the Salt Palace. But somebody's got to do it.
It is quite cavernous in here. It's huge, huge venue.
And as Chris mentioned, there's going to be a break with the next round here where the route setters will be taking down that tape that you see on the wall. That is just up there for this competitor, Gentry Cole, to accommodate his climbing here.
We are going to have a 4-minute gap in between Gentry and our next climber, which gives me an opportunity to
Looking forward to some of our upcoming climbers here in the first hour or so. We've got Carlo Traversi, Sean Bailey, the reigning rope national champion, Daniel Woods, all coming up in the next hour or so.
And not too long after that, we're going to have Sean Robitou, whom I'm also very excited to watch because he's been crushing it lately in the National Cup Series.
Yeah, in those comps he did first. He came in first at the Yankin Yard, first at the Vulcan Cup, and he did quite well in the other ones. Came in 5th.
Event from beginning to end is live streamed online by Louder Than 11. Now is your chance to call everyone you know. Let them know to tune in on LT11.tv for the live stream of the 2017 USA Climbing Bouldering Open Nationals.
Our next male competitor is going to be Riley Varner, and that'll be happening in just a few minutes. And again, the women do not start competing until 12:30. There are about half the women as there are men in this competition, so that's why there's a time delay.
Looks like they finished taking that tape off. There's always going to be a 4-minute gap between him and the next climber so that they can take that tape off.
A reminder that all weekend you can go to usaclimbing.org for all the results, running orders, information, schedules, everything you need. Keep up with nationals. And as always, you can join the conversation on Twitter with the hashtag USAC Bouldering and in the chat room on YouTube. Neely already getting some love for the Training Beta podcast in the chat room.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, got some listeners out there.
Thanks, guys. Love to see my people. Well, hear from them.
Just under a minute left here, and this is always a little bit of the calm before the storm as things are going to get pretty busy on the wall once we get to full capacity. We'll have 4 climbers climbing at the same time here in just a little bit. And then this afternoon, once the women start, we'll have 8 climbers climbing at the same time. Do our best to bring you all the action. It gets a little bit hard to follow all the different things that are happening.
But now that we have 3 commentators up here, hopefully it'll be a little bit easier. This is going to be a great time. We're happy Neely has joined us.
I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I love comps. I love watching them. I've watched them for a really long time. And of course I have some of my old favorites, but you know, I love watching Pujo. I love watching Daniel Woods, but it's really cool to see these young guys come up too.
So we've got Gentry stepping up to his second problem, men's number 2 there on the left side of your screen. Neely, we had a chance to go preview some of these problems before the competition. Things always look easier from the ground. But it's definitely an interesting mix of styles and wall positionings here for the competitors.
Yeah, as has been the trend, most of the holds appear to be slopers, but there are the occasional little crimps that actually look like real holds.
Yeah,
some of them are kind of hard to read.
Very open-handed set of problems. So you can see these giant slopers Gentry's working on here.
He's actually doing quite well. I think that next white hold's pretty good if you can snag that thing.
So Gentry is 18. He's from Texas. He's 5'9". He's done really well in comps. 8th at 2016 Youth Bouldering Nationals. 2nd at 2016 Youth Speed Nationals. Been climbing since he was 9 years old. I wish I had been climbing since I was 9.
Yeah, dude. For sure. That'd be pretty rad.
You see both of these walls here this year, new for Nationals 2017. The women's problems and the men's problems are up on the wall, but the women's problems will sit idle for a little bit longer. But the competitors will climb on both walls that you can see on your screens right now.
Just about a minute left here for Gentry Cole on men's problem number 2. He is our first competitor on the wall.
Nice. It's got to be a little lonely still.
Yeah, I think it's a double-edged sword. Starting at the start, the holds are a little fresher, but the energy in the room was a little bit lower.
Yeah.
You don't really have any sense of how anybody has done any of these problems.
And who usually boulders alone? I mean,
right, yeah.
It's kind of a little awkward thing to do.
And there's no easy introduction. The first problem, like all the problems are difficult, so there's no, soft entry into nationals. you warm up in the back, and all of a sudden you're out trying to onsite problems you've never seen before. That tend to be pretty tricky.
Right, and that is one thing. I'm not sure if you mentioned that they don't get to preview these. They come out and they're on-siting. I heard an interview with Alex Pujo where she was talking about how it's kind of hard this way because you have to spend a minute of your time just previewing and figuring out what you're going to do.
Yeah, that's definitely something we'll keep an eye on as we go through the rounds here. how competitors utilize the time they have in each round. It's a definite strategic thing that you'll see competitors weighing the balance of previewing and resting versus giving the number of attempts they think they need.
And next up for the guys on problem number 1, we have Riley Varner out of Richmond, Virginia.
We get our first look at Riley Varner out there on men's number 1.
19 years old, 5'9". He's climbing for Team ABC, even though he's from Virginia. Team ABC in Boulder, Colorado.
I wonder if he just goes and trains with them sometimes and uses their coaches.
Of note in his little registration info, he is sponsored by Evolve and my parents. That's probably the case for a lot of folks.
Mom
the
and dad
parents'
are
part.
frequent sponsors.
He says he likes to climb at the New River Gorge.
It looks like there was a gap in the running order there. Looks like we're maybe 4 minutes behind schedule now. Riley was scheduled to come out at 10:38. He came out at 10:42, it looks like, so adjust accordingly.
Looks a little slopey, a little compression-y.
Yeah, in years past, the first problem at Nationals has maybe been a little bit more approachable, but this one seems tricky. But one thing we'll see as we go through the 120 some odd male qualifiers here today, that very wide range of skill levels at Nationals here. Really relatively open event for people to compete in. Obviously we have some of the best climbers in the world coming up, so you get to see a wide range of outcomes on all these boulders.
With 1 minute left, Riley Varner's gonna do his best here on the first of the men's problems.
Tricky.
Gonna get our next set of climbers out on the wall here, as well as Gentry Cole giving us our first look at men's number 3 on the far side of the wall there in the middle of your screen.
And next up for problem number 1, out of Ranch Cucamonga, California, we have Michael Zapata Bolduc.
Up on men's problem number 1 now is Michael Zapata Bolduc from California. He's 22 years old.
Sweet Gentry trying to press onto the slab on men's 3 here. Walls have a wide range of angles on them, from vertical to overhanging to slab.
Every competitor has 5 problems to attempt during qualifiers. Now that differs from the semis and finals where they only have 4 problems.
I was talking to one of the route setters, and I asked him how hard the problems were. And I know that's not something that's usually, you know, talked about or divulged. And he said that they don't really grade them, but he thought maybe the grades ranged between V6 and V11 among men and women.
Nice.
He wouldn't give me any more details.
Yeah.
That's interesting to think about, though, Neely. A lot of people at home might be thinking that, you know, those grades don't sound that difficult, or, you know, especially for these top climbers. You know, V6 to V11 is not a crazy difficult range, but what a lot of people don't have experience with is the format of these competitions doesn't give you very much time to sort out, you know, intricate sequences or rest. So it really ratchets up the difficulty for the climbers.
Right, and a V6 outside compared to a V6 on these walls, I feel like can be very different. Like much more dynamic on these walls, a little bit just different in a lot of ways, which we'll see throughout the day, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I also think by the time finals happens tomorrow night, these climbers will have done a ton of climbing. I mean, a lot of minutes of really focused, hard bouldering. And so in a way, it's kind of an endurance event.
Yeah, I wonder about that with their training, like if they train 2 days on, and I know that some of these athletes will give themselves the 4 minutes only and do like 4-minute circuits.
Looks like Michael over there on problem 1 is now getting a high point here for that problem so far. Looking good.
Nice footwork.
Not quite able to sort that out. He's got about 40 seconds left. Climbers' time to climb ends when the clock hits 0. They will have to come off the wall. It is on to the next as soon as the clock strikes 0 here. At least during qualifiers.
I feel like on to the next must have a hashtag before it.
Doesn't everything?
And with that, we have our next male competitor out of Newburyport, Massachusetts, Ethan Chase.
As you heard the voice of our in-house MC, Brian Rafferty, announce, Ethan Chase out next for the men on problem number 1.
Ethan Chase is actually out of Lakewood, Colorado, near Boulder, where I'm from. And he's 19 years old, 6 feet tall. So we'll see if that gives him an advantage at all.
Nice. Stick and hold, no.
Man, that white hold must be real bad.
You have to see a competitor get past that move, I believe.
Yeah, it's funny. It appears to be the best hold on that panel. It's just there's no footholds.
And I think you really have to press with that right hand, and the hold just gets a little too bad for the competitors to hold the swing in.
Got some success over here on men's 1, though.
Nice, Ethan Chase.
Not able to sort it out.
So I had to kind of get my bearings out there and to figure out where all the problems were. And it is pretty simple. It's basically men's, women's from left to right. Not all the time, but it does go from left to right if you're kind of looking for the problems.
Just over a minute left here for Ethan Chase, and there's a shot of Riley Varnes, men's 2.
Ethan Chase says that he likes to climb at Pawtuckaway. I have never heard of that. Do you guys know where that is?
I think it's in Rhode
Yeah,
Island.
that's in the east, right? That's Pawtuckaway. That's actually a pretty famous spot, locals place. It's supposed to be cool.
Sorry to the locals out there. I just, nice.
Looking for our first top here, men's number 1. He is just 1 hold away.
Oh, nice.
Finish hold is pretty good if he can move off. Yeah, that last crimp there is not very positive. I almost couldn't see it on the picture there. It was so small.
That you're looking at as well to see a lot of these problems.
And stepping up to problem number 1, we have Dom Speranza.
22-year-old Dom.
Is that, I think it says.
Awesome. Yeah, climbing has definitely been growing into more and more of a collaborative team. It's been growing around the country. Climbing always growing and evolving.
Hashtag always psyched.
Adult competition and for youth.
And the growth for the adult comp has been pretty staggering. This is by far the biggest group of competitors for adult nationals I've ever seen.
Be doing it live all day long.
Take the United States of all this pushing.
So many interesting storylines this year. Our defending champions for the first time in over 10 years are
Alex Puccio fan, so I'm rooting for her.
nationals like Ashima Shiraishi, Brick Rabbatu, threatening for the last couple years.
And Alex Puccio's brother Shane is here.
Had her out in qualifiers.
Hopefully he's not asleep by then.
And next up out of Bozeman, Montana.
22 years old and 6 feet tall. We have yet to see a top on any boulder problem.
It will be whatever he does here this weekend.
Nice. Because, yeah, that highlights the fact that anybody at internationals next year.
That'd be a show.
It'd be, at least for me, so quick, I'd be back in the... i.e. Carlo Traversi.
Yeah, Carlo made podium last year in 3rd place. Right behind Jimmy Webb and the Webb fans out there. Not in the running order.
I wonder if he's just too busy doing sick FAs all the time. Aaron Boo grappling with, oop.
Out here.
Yeah, certainly not for another Bailey, our current sport climbing champion. And then Dan.
So it's interesting, the ranking system, because
About the national rankings for
right.
the national cups. Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. Yeah, and I think a lot of those climbers just simply didn't
show
compete.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, in all of them. So the ranking is a little misleading in terms of their status.
But we do have Sean Rabitou as ranked #1 national rankings because he showed up to all the comps and did really well.
Brooke and Sean, yeah, the spawn of two of the best competition climbers from the late 80s and early 90s.
The spawn. Yeah, they have some good genes going for them.
So we get a nice look at men's #4 over there.
Wow,
Gentry
nice.
trying to figure out that steep section. That's going to be a cool one to watch.
Airworks cinema shot right there. Beautiful work.
And stepping up onto the mats down that problem #1, all the way to your left, out of Woodcliff Lake, New Jersey, Charlie Schreiber.
Charlie Schreiber from New Jersey stepping up to the wall.
Years old.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
The Gunks is
tomorrow's semifinals. The most boulder problems and the fewest number of tries. That is the main scoring criteria here at Nationals.
He's looking
Charlie
pretty good.
doing well, yeah, on #1. Doing really well.
Climbs at high exposure. He's been climbing for 10 years. He's done well at some comps. First place at Feats of Strength, first place at the Gravity. He does really well. Video.
Nice.
So not
kayaking used to be like the thing that climbers did as a side sport, but now it seems like it's American Ninja Warrior.
I think now it's Moonboard.
Great. Good headway here on men's 3. This looks like a...
Let's see, that was awesome.
Last minute and a half he was climbing.
Yeah, definitely.
So apparently the bolt holes are off, but the bolt holes on the actual holds are on.
Yeah, anything that's on the holds themselves is on. But yeah, the T-nut holes on the wall you can use for your toes, but not for your fingers.
It'd be awfully tempting to use them on men's 3.
It sure would be, I know. That's. Although, I wonder how useful they'd be for most of the men. I guess it's something.
Yeah, it's something. I mean, Tommy would use it on the Dawn wall.
Starting to see a lot of new faces heading on into the Salt Palace Convention Center. Once again, welcome to the 2017 USA Climbing Bouldering Open Nationals. See a lot of cameras, a lot of phones up and into the social network, Facebook, Instagram, any of those, throw on the hashtag USAC Bouldering. Once again, that's hashtag USAC Bouldering. Let the world know what's going on here in Salt Lake City.
So one person I was looking forward to seeing here was Angie Payne. I've watched her compete for a really long time. She's a friend, and I found out that she is not competing today. She is here taking pictures, but she did pretty well in a few of the World Cups, or the Cup Series comps.
Yeah, Angie has been a super strong competitor for so many years. I think she's semi-officially retired a couple times, but every time she comes back, it's as if she hadn't.
Yeah, the last time Angie did compete at Nationals, she made the podium 2 years ago in Madison.
Yeah, she got third at Mesa Rim this year and third at Vulcan Cup.
Seeing some good action on men's 3 there. I want to say Charlie Schreiber. Or, no, that's Ethan Chase. Yeah. Okay.
See if we can get a top on men's 2.
We got Riley Varner on the right side of your screen there on men's 4. Not much progress has been made on that one so far. The extreme right is men's 5.
Yeah, getting our first look at that.
It's looking real hard. Tricky.
Ethan Chase again with just 23 seconds left.
And that's probably going to be it for him. I think I have a Carlo Traversi sighting.
I think he's on deck.
He is about to step up to the wall on men's number 1, Carlo Traversi. Last year's 3rd place finisher.
All right, so now stuff just got real. Carlo's impressive resume for so many years. I mean, he just seems to always be near the podium or on the podium, and it's been that way forever. And not only that, but he's also outside all the time, crushing boulders and sport routes and the diamond and just doing all sorts of stuff. He's definitely a force to be reckoned with, and we can definitely expect some tops from this guy.
Yeah, last year at Bouldering Nationals, he was 3rd after Jimmy Webb and Nathaniel Coleman.
And Carlo never quite able to break through in finals. Always Daniel Woods in the way. But always a threat.
Yeah.
Stepping onto the wall for his first qualifier problem here at 2017 edition of Bouldering Nationals.
Carlo has historically performed very, very well in qualifiers and semis. And then just pretty darn well in the finals. Let's hope that he has a repeat performance here. Qualifiers doing his best.
This is his kind of problem. Yeah, that must be real hard. Oh, we got a top on men's 2.
Oh, nice. Nice. That was Charlie Schreiber topping out men's 2, the very first top we've seen. That'll bode well for him.
Nice work, Charlie. So Carlo there on the left, men's 1. He's 26 years old. He's originally from California, but he lives in Boulder. He's 5'7". And his wingspan is, he's got a +3 ape. I think he has more.
You can see that he's not resting too much in between attempts. I think he not really expending too much energy to get to the point where he's been falling. He just has to figure out the right sequence here.
Oh, nice.
There he goes.
It's the double clutch. Currently, Carlo is ranked number 5 nationally in the 2017 National Cup Series, so he definitely showed up for some of those.
We'll certainly expect to see him be able to figure out this last sequence here.
See if he can hold on to that.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty well suits his style.
Nice, Carlo.
Yep, no problem.
So
For Carlo Traversi, first one to the top of 1.
when they get to the top, they need to control the top holds. So both hands need to be anywhere inside the blue box. And then usually they look back to their judge, and the judge gives them the okay. So that's why you'll see them look back.
Definitely want to give a big shout out to all our judges and volunteers helping keep this event moving this year. Would not be possible to run nationals without a large group of people giving up their time to make this event possible.
And next up on problem number 1, out of Denver, Colorado, we have Tristan Chen.
Tristan Chen is up next on men's problem number 1. I have here that he's from Concord, Massachusetts, which differs a little bit from what our in-house DJ said. He's 20 years old, 5'9".
It says here that he climbs at Earth Tracks in Golden.
Hmm.
So maybe he moved. That's Golden, Colorado.
Seeing a number of competitors have a little bit of a hard time with that initial sequence on men's number 1.
Yeah. They should have like a coffee station right before men's 1 so they can get all amped up for that double clutch sequence.
It seems to take a lot of the right body movements, plus concentration, plus squeezing ability.
Well, that's a difficult thing to do when you come out of isolation and the first thing you're confronted with is sort of not necessarily a difficult move, but a sequence where you have to be really in line and in tune, and you're a little nervous and you're a little bit excited. It's hard to...
I would argue that that is a difficult move, though, but...
Sure.
Just joking with you.
Speaking of difficult moves, everybody's standing on the floor right now.
Yeah. Yeah. We'd like to report that people are throwing themselves at these walls, but really, most people are standing around baffled.
Tristan Chen also has his sponsors as his mom and pop.
All mom and pop.
Yeah. And he was the 2015 USA Climbing Collegiate Champion for sport. So
I like to see the sport climbers and boulders kind of mixing it up. It's cool to see what their primary discipline is and then watch them compete in the other. You know, good to be well-rounded.
well, yeah, and they're going to need to be for the Olympics.
Heck yeah. So just over a minute left here, and what happens is each competitor has 4 minutes for the wall, and then they sit down and rest for 4 minutes, and they face away from the wall, so they do not get to watch anyone else climb. So meanwhile, right now, Carlo, for example, is staring at the audience, and in about a minute, he's going to be up on the wall again on men's number 2.
So Tristan not able to reel in that move. About 50 seconds left for each of these competitors. And then we will get to see what Chris and Neely were just talking about, as Sean Bailey is up next for the men, our reigning sport climbing champion. out here on the boulders. Expect to see him do pretty well here.
I think I have a Daniel Woods sighting.
Sean Bailey's from Shoreline, Washington. He's climbed at a lot of the crags that I grew up on, me being from Seattle originally.
See Daniel and Sean there exchanging hair care tips.
And next out of the gate from Seattle, Washington, we have Sean Bailey.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the ones I've wanted to see compete here. Sean Bailey nailed it in sport climbing nationals last year. I'm excited to watch him in this bouldering comp.
He's 20 years old from Seattle. He's ranked 17 in nationals.
The action will continue here at the Salt Palace Convention Center all day long.
Here's Sean Bailey stepping on to men's number 1.
Total competitors that have to go through qualifiers all day. The ladies do not start until 12:30. The last guy comes out at 7:45 tonight.
Carlo in the middle there on problem 2 for the men, and Sean Bailey on the left of the screen.
Only
2 very likely finalists.
Semifinals that starts tomorrow morning.
And we have seen one top on men's number 2 so far.
On LT11.tv for the Louder Than 11 live stream.
Would certainly expect to see Carlo be able to do this problem as well.
Nice.
That strength from Carlo Traversi.
God.
Very good on slopers. Nice, Carlo.
Making
And
it
there's
easy.
Carlo making the top of number 2, and at the same time Sean Bailey on 1.
Sean Bailey's 5'3". Is that right?
And it's worth noting that Sean and Carlo both finished the first problem, but Sean did it in fewer attempts, so that's going to improve his score ever so slightly in the overall ranking.
It's just amazing to me how some of these competitors are obviously strong and they climb super well. But then you see the climbers like Carlo and Sean Bailey come out and just destroy what the others have done. It's just amazing to me. I guess that's the difference between world class and pretty darn good.
Yeah, it's one of the interesting dynamics at this event, given that it is basically an open field. Draws a wide range of abilities. But it really gives you context around how difficult these problems are, because if you just watch the best of the best climb on these, they may look kind of easy. But once you see a wide range of people trying them, you get a sense for just skill of these top competitors. See Charlie Schreiber trying to press this problem out.
Oh, yeah.
Still looking for our first top of men's 3.
And men's 4. And men's 5.
We'll have a pretty good sense in the next half hour how hard or easy some of these problems are. Carlo Traversi and Sean Bailey out on the walls already, and Daniel Woods on deck in just under 1 minute. He is, of course, the 9-time national champion, Chris.
Yes, he sure is.
I've heard that a few times.
Charlie Schreiber on the right of your screen there. He did top number 2. Let's see what he can do here.
And as Daniel Woods comes out, one of the craziest things to think about is that Daniel won his first national championship in 2005.
Wow, that is kind of crazy to think about. 2005. Life was a little different then, wasn't it?
Feels like he's been on the circuit for 20 years at this point. Still not even 30 years old.
Yeah, only 27.
Next up on the far left out of Boulder, Colorado, Daniel Woods.
Some
Yeah,
applause for that announcement.
If this was anyone's event, it would be Daniel Woods' event for the men.
Been seeing him on the moon board a little bit, the Boulder Rock Club in Boulder. Seems to be a pretty popular training tool right now. See what it's been doing for him. Well, he's having troubles on number 1 too.
Yeah, even D Woods didn't flash number 1.
Oh,
Wow.
sick from Tristan Chen.
Tristan Chen, yeah, holding on even though the feet cut on that one. Nice.
Looking good. There it is. Tristan Chen says one of his hobbies is being a better climber than his brother Roland, who's also in this comp.
And D Woods takes that one down. Nice. Not take it down, but that move.
We'll see.
That was good.
Nice.
Rest of this
Nice
problem
feet.
fits in with Daniel's preferred style of climbing pretty well, I would say.
Which is basically climbing anything.
Just grabbing grips and
Yep.
pulling.
Wow.
Nicely done by Daniel Woods, finishing men's number 1 on his 2nd attempt. On his way here.
I think that may have been his 3rd attempt, actually.
Oh, very good.
It's hard to tell because the attempts can be rapid fire when they fall low, but that's one of the things, thankfully, the judges, of which there are 2 per problem, are paying attention to more than we.
Yeah,
Oh.
they don't have to watch 5 problems at the same time.
That's right. Yeah. Call me crazy, but is that Gentry Cole back on men's 3, just climbing for fun?
That is interesting, Chris. There must be some
Maybe there was a technical?
some kind of situation that came up. Obviously, the judges would be keeping track of that.
Yeah.
So, some kind of situation. Just under 30 seconds left in this round.
Yeah, so another thing to keep in mind is when these climbers, like Daniel Woods, sends problem 1 so quickly, they have the remainder of that 4 minutes just to chill. So D Woods is going to be entering problem 2 way more rested than the people who had a harder time with it. So it's an exponential increase of effort when you suck. Trust me, I'd know.
And next up for the guys from Huntington Beach, California, we have Ryan Whitney.
Yeah. The easiest way not to get tired climbing is just to send on your first try.
Sounds so easy, doesn't it?
It's going to be a fun dynamic here. We'll have Sean and Carlo side by side again on men's 2 and 3. Always fun when it works out like this in qualifiers. This is effectively a random order, the 125 male qualifiers. It's always fun when we get some of the top competitors side by side here.
So in men's 1, we have Ryan Wythe. Is that how you pronounce it? I hope so. He's 22 from Huntington Beach, California. He's 5'4".
It's interesting how so far not a single competitor has read the double clutch, which it seems like everyone who's succeeded on that move has used. Nobody's onside that section.
Got Sean Bailey on men's 2.
Yeah, just out of your view is Sean Bailey getting very close to the top of 2. There it is. And
Sean has
this thing looks pretty interesting. It's
Yeah.
an around the corner jug swoop.
Seems like you really need to use your legs to power up to it.
Seems like one of those moves where you can look really cool or really foolish, depending on how it goes. And Carlo,
Oh,
yeah.
did it.
Boom, baby. And all very quickly, I'd say, except problem number 1 gave him some trouble, but geez, that was awesome.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who flashes number 1, if anybody. Still no tops on 4 and 5.
The right side of your screen, you're looking at Charlie Schreiber attacking men's 4 in his mind.
It's pretty helpful how he has his name on the back of his shirt like that.
Very
That would
helpful.
that should kind of be a thing, I think.
Well, you know what I just learned is the numbers actually help because we have this list right here. It's amazing. Yeah, this is the first time I've been able to recognize people I didn't recognize.
Everybody at home should have that list too.
That's right. But that's why they have us.
That's right, and if you are looking for running orders results, go to usaclimbing.org. That is where you can find all the information for Nationals weekend.
You're seeing Ryan Wythe, well, you were on number 1 there.
Oh. Exciting attempt by Charlie Schreiber.
Has a little bit of a wild fall there. It seems like we might see some wild action on top of men's 3 there. But we just saw Carlo snatch up.
I know you have an eye for the wild action, Brian.
We had some exciting moments last year with some of the competitors falling, almost injuring themselves because they were just going so hard. That's why we've got medical staff on site here. Johnny Hork.
Johnny Hork, my
on the
former
scene,
roommate.
hoping that he has to do 0 work today. And with that, Daniel Woods will be up on men's number 2 there on the green holds on the left side of your screen there. See Daniel in the gray shirt there. Daniel just whispering to that chalk before he gets off the ground. Paparazzi on the scene.
They're the world's leading manufacturer of climbing walls and continues to raise the bar for product design, development, and manufacturing. Entreprise.
D. Woods establishing here on men's 2.
Looking strong. Those big slopey green holds. If
Getting
anybody's
pretty stretched out. But he's just reeling it in.
anybody's got the body tension, it's Daniel.
Yep.
Flashed.
There's a
men's
flash.
Number 2 for Daniel Woods.
And
Almost.
there it is.
There
Yep.
he is.
I believe that Sean Bailey also flashed that.
Yeah, we've seen a few flashes of that problem now. Starting to get a measurement here of what it's going to take to get into semifinals. Seeing the first 3 problems go down. And I would expect to see the last 2 problems get sent here as well, just based on what we've seen from Carlo and Sean and Daniel on the first 3 boulders. That's not unexpected.
Problem 1, we have Caleb Sheffer, aka Caleb Dole, according to his registration. He's 16 years old from Reston, Virginia.
I actually have here that Caleb Sheffer is 18 and from Houston. Maybe you're on the wrong. Who knows who has the right information, but. Got
yeah, I see what you're saying.
Tristan Chen here on men's 3.
There's about 25 seconds left in this round. And coming up in just under an hour, we'll have our first female competitors out on the wall to get the women's qualifiers underway here. 60 women. We need to whittle down to 20 for semifinals. The women and the men climbing at the same time.
Got Carlo Traversi on men's number 4.
And next out of the gate, we have Emmett Cookson.
I think I'm on the same page now as Neely was earlier, who was correct. Now we have Emmett Cookson from Austin, Texas on problem 1. That's a look at Sean Bailey on men's 3.
See if he can pull off what Carlo pulled off. Oh.
Classic climber look of disbelief.
Looking down at their hands. What happened?
Why did my shoe let go? See Carlo trying to be the first male competitor to finish men's number 4 underneath that big roof.
I've seen him turn toward the crowd on climbs before at comps. He's no stranger to this.
And this wall is brand new to Adult Nationals this year.
I don't think I've seen anybody get that next hold successfully on men's 4.
I don't think so either. It seems like the kind of style that Carlo would be pretty good at, though.
Mm-hmm.
He's only got 2.5 minutes left, though. 4 minutes goes by. Super fast out there.
Sean Bailey here, men's 3. Trying again.
See him just leveraging with that left arm.
Yeah.
Nice.
foot.
Excellent camera shots. It's cool to get a view so close up of each hold and how difficult they look to actually use.
Sean Bailey trying his hardest not to fall off.
And he is on a full-on slab right now.
Yeah,
He
and
does.
his next actual handhold is the finishing hold around the corner.
He can kind of relax and gather himself. Knows he doesn't have a whole lot of time left if this attempt is not successful. About 80 seconds left.
Ryan Wythe on men's 2. Oh, wow.
Nicely
That
done by
was
Sean
impressive.
Bailey.
Excellent.
I think the finish hold is so good that if the climbers can just get out to it at all, they'll be able to hold on to it. Definitely got his heart rate up a bit there. So we see Carlos struggling at men's 4. A little bit surprising, but we knew from talking to the route setters newly that they were turning up the difficulty a little bit once the climbers got on this side of the wall.
He said there was definitely a difference between 3 and 4 and 1 and 2.
Yeah. I wonder which tips they were swapping there, Brian. D. Woods and Bailey. Brian is laughing silently next to me.
Carlos got 17 seconds left if he chooses to get back on. He's done.
So men's 4 really proving to be the most difficult boulder of the set so far.
And stepping up to problem number 1 for his first qualifier qualifier of the day, local boy Dalton Bunker.
Dalton Bunker out on men's number 1. I think it was a couple years ago at Nationals. Dalton went into semifinals in first place after the qualifying round. Not able to keep it together to make it into finals, but that was surprising then. So not going to be sleeping on Dalton Bunker this year.
He's local. He's from Orem, Utah. And he's 19 years old. 5'9". He says he really likes climbing in Little Cottonwood Canyon.
Got Daniel Woods there climbing just to the left of the stage. To the left of the giant North Face logo.
Yeah, Dalton Bunker, I can expect him to place quite well. He's, like you said, a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, dry fires right off that tiny crimp. That's what you get for trying to match. Seeing a little back and forth here. Daniel and Sean Bailey both struggling on their initial attempts at men's 3. Carlo flashing the problem. Sean was able to pull it together. See how Daniel does here.
Ooh.
You can see Daniel not making the adjustment that we saw Sean make, where Sean was pressing harder with his left arm, not trying to pop up with his right hand so dynamically like Daniel was right there. We saw from those earlier shots that those right hand holds that he's on are pretty terrible.
Yeah, Sean basically just mantled that left hand sloper.
Every competitor takes quite a lot of time in between these attempts, it seems, other than just a quick fall off the very, very beginning. Even just making a few moves seems to take a lot of energy.
It's a constant calculation the competitors have to do, knowing that they still have 2 or 3, 4 problems left, how much energy they want to spend on each individual boulder versus how much reward they think they can get out of the efforts that they do have.
It's a little bit like our time here on Earth, Brian, isn't it?
It's just like life, Chris.
Yeah, D Woods is getting stymied so far.
Yeah, this is a potential development. If he can't figure out this move, we'll know that he's a little bit behind in the rankings then, behind Carlo and Sean. But as we've seen, he's time to make up ground on men's number 4.
Yeah. Let's just say I'm not the slightest bit worried yet about D Woods.
Dalton making progress on men's 1 over to your left. And he sticks it.
Yeah,
Wow.
Dalton
Nicely
Bunker.
done.
Nice one.
Daniel trying a bunch of different sequences here, and looks like he's found one that kind of worked for him now.
Oh,
So he's able to press it out now.
And he will absolutely have to rush this final bit.
Wow.
Oh, okay. He might be done with less than 20 seconds left.
And that's going to be it for Daniel Woods on men's number 3. No top.
That's going to cost him.
Mark that on your scorecard, Chris.
That's right. Because again, the main deal here with the scoring is that tops are what count the most. And since Sean Bailey and Carlo did top it out, mind you, we still have over 100 men to come out. The fact that D Woods did not stick that top is, yeah, like you said, a bit of a development.
I got a little dizzy when you said that, Chris. And one thing to keep in mind with this combined rank scoring format is that it really rewards unique outcomes on each problem. So the fact that Sean and Carlo are the only people that finished the 3rd problem so far is going to really benefit their scores, but a lot of it depends on how the rest of the 100 and some competitors that come still do. So a lot to figure out there. We're scoring a fluid situation throughout the afternoon here.
Got Sean Bailey on men's 4. Maybe we can see somebody grab this next hold.
Oh, wow.
It must be hard.
It looks like Sean was on the right track there, trying to double clutch with the right hand and the left hand underneath, but...
Did you say double clutch?
Double clutch.
Maybe we can see somebody, Carlo, get this black hold. There he goes. Nice. Close. Oops.
That's Emmett Cookson here on men's 2. Probably so far the most repeated problem.
It's popular. Well,
Ish.
maybe one and two have been very
Hard
popular.
to say. Yeah.
Which is about what you would expect. Nationals in years past, first couple problems are usually on the easier side when compared to the overall set of boulders that competitors climb on.
Sean Bailey not appearing to feel rushed with just about half of his time left, a little over 2 minutes. It would be big if he could make this one.
Carlo got that hold. I think he's the first person to do that.
Oh yeah, there's Carlo on the right. Heading up men's 5. Not quite for Carlo. Meanwhile, Sean in the center of the screen.
Almost.
Oh, brutal. So it looks like for Carlo Traversi, he'll give that number 5 one more shot here. He's got 3 out of 5 tops so far.
And this is the hard thing for the competitors. They get nice and tired on the first 4 problems, and they've got to figure out this delicate slab as their last boulder.
A delicate slab that involves full body leaps.
And I guess the wall is just about vertical down there on the far right side.
Oh wow.
This entrepreneur wall. Carlo Traversi looking for the first top on men's 5.
So close.
Not quite able to reach it.
And in the center left of the screen, Sean Bailey will probably be giving this one more attempt. About 40 seconds left. Ooh.
That's probably going to be it for Sean Bailey. You can see him calling it there to the judges. Carlo back on the wall, 23 seconds and counting. Plenty of time for him still. Seems like he's got the bottom section dialed in now. Just got to get both hands in that finish box in the next 12 seconds. Looks like he's found a foot out left. Try a little different approach here. Oh no.
Gosh. Brutal.
Not going to happen for Carlo Traversi, but still a high point for the men on the 5th problem there.
We need all female round volunteer judges, all female round volunteer judges to please meet in the volunteer room right now.
Got Daniel Woods on the far right side of your screen.
Male 1, Sean Rabitou.
And joining the panel, Sean Rabitou on the far left side of the wall, just outside your screen right now. Sean definitely somebody to watch out for this weekend.
What we could have here right now, Neely and Brian, is several of our finalists at once. This is just a guess, but definitely some of the favorites are on the wall right now, including Sean Rabitou right there, number 1.
Daniel Woods falling on the first move on men's 4. Looks puzzled as we watch Sean here on his first problem. Keep an eye on Daniel.
Ooh.
Did he just flash
the
that?
First person to do that first try.
Great.
And he didn't even have to double clutch.
So Sean trains at ABC, his parents' gym, his sister Brooke Rabitou. He's 18 years old. He's ranked 1st, like we said.
He's getting kind of weird in this sequence.
Yeah. His parents, by the way, Robin Urbisfield and Didier Rabitou. If you've been around as long as I have, those names mean a lot.
Daniel Woods showing some Daniel Woods strength over here on men's 4.
Oh yeah.
Blowing right past the high point of all the competitors before him.
I couldn't tell whether Sean topped it out.
He did.
It looks like he did. Okay,
He did.
and now D Woods.
Making the first.
Oh,
So
swing and a
close.
miss for Daniel Woods.
So Sean Rabitou did top out men's number 1. He flashed it.
Very impressive by Daniel Woods, getting much further than anyone else yet on men's 4. He will have time, it looks like, for one more try.
But keeping in mind that he did not finish men's 3, he really needs this top to get back on pace with Sean Bailey and Carla Traversi's results so far.
That's right.
Hey, people, if you're starting to get hungry or thirsty, make sure to head onto the
Keep in mind all weekend you can join the conversation on Twitter, the hashtag USAC Bouldering, as well as over in their YouTube chat room. A lot of people out there watching from all over the world. We appreciate everybody tuning in here for the 2017 Bouldering Nationals.
Also, for those who do that kind of thing, there is beer being served all day long.
It's Caleb Scheffer on men's 3.
Food and beverage available for you.
Let's see if he figures out. Looks like he's calling it with 40 seconds left. Or maybe he's resting. We'll see.
It's like Daniel kind of flubbed his sequence a little bit. There he is. 28 seconds to go. Come on, Daniel.
Oh no. And that's a big miss there for Daniel Woods, just missing the finish hold.
We have a top on number 5.
Is that Tristan Chen down
Chen,
there?
yeah.
Nicely done.
Yeah, impressive.
Wait, what did we just see?
Tristan Chen just topped 5.
Wow. That's the first top of number 5.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He topped 2 problems then, 2 and 5. Tristan Chen.
See if that makes it better than his brother.
And that's Ben Hanna.
Seen Ben Hanna in a lot of comps over the years. Seco Block, Bouldering, and Rope Nationals. Really strong young climber.
18 years old, out of Santa Fe.
I want to say it's Hanna. I think I messed that up.
Got Sean Bailey on the far right side of the wall. And he'll have a sense that Tristan Chen just did that problem. We said the competitors they're not watching each other climb, but they can kind of get a sense from the crowd and the reaction how their fellow competitors are doing. All part of the game.
It is. There's Ben Hanna on his first attempt on problem 1.
Taking his time on that crimp. Oh, there's the crimp. It's a pretty big jump move to that top. Oh, not for him.
Nice. A cool top for Ben Hanna of men's problem number 1, Flash.
We're watching Sean Bailey on the right-hand side, men's number 5.
As Brian said earlier, the scoring rewards unique results. So the fact that Tristan Chen is so far the only man who has summited problem number 5 is a pretty big deal for him in terms of the placing and points.
Got Austin Purdy over on men's 2, pretty close to the top here. Matching that top it looks a little hard.
Emmett Cookson on the right of your screen there on men's 3.
Sean Bailey just topped number 5.
Oh, nice.
Nicely done for Sean Bailey. 4 tops, our first competitor in the clubhouse with 4 tops. I think you can expect to see him in semifinals tomorrow.
For sure.
Top 20 Out of the 123 or 4 male competitors here will make it to semifinals, so pretty high bar to clear compared to years past. Have to beat over 100 people to make it in the semifinals.
And you're looking at Ryan Wythe on men's 4.
.15 seconds in this round, and we've got a development going on here with Daniel Woods coming up on men's 5. He only has 2 tops so far.
Which is, yeah, that's fewer than Carlo, fewer than Sean.
But he did do better on men's 4 than anybody else.
And next up for the guys from Flagstaff, Arizona, we have Gabe Schuster. See a lot of new faces in the crowd, and we want to make sure to welcome you to the 2017 USA Climbing Bouldering Open Nationals here at the Salt Palace Convention Center in Salt Lake City. Keep in mind, if you are taking any photos, videos, if you are putting them out for everyone to see, throw on the hashtag.
This is a big one for Daniel Woods.
Bouldering. Once again, that's hashtag USAC Bouldering.
Looks like he got called down for something. I wonder what just happened.
So it might be, I heard them talking in the beginning, it might be that his left hand wasn't in the box.
Ah, that's right, yep.
You have to establish both hands on the start hold or holds.
Or yeah, at least in the box, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, in somewhere in the box. If it's anywhere else, it's a technical or...
Daniel's struggled on the start of a few of these problems today.
Sean Robitou there, feet flying on men's 2. I expect this one will not be too hard for him.
Dalton Bunker there on the right side of your screen, eyeing up the last move on men's 3. Nicely done.
Nice.
See, he
Both
shot
of
a
them.
little too high, but able to reel that in. Very positive hold at the top of that problem.
Dalton topped 1 too, didn't he?
That's right, Chris.
Dying.
And 2?
Yeah. We're looking at Gabe Schuster there, and he is from Flagstaff, Arizona.
He's 17 years old.
Six feet and a quarter inch. Daniel is starting again on problem 5, but falling off again. Yeah, this could not bode greatly for him.
He's got that clock staring him right in the face there. You can see counting down.
Be ashamed to not see him in semis. Well, this problem is definitely not the moon board.
It's anti.
It is anti.
We've seen Daniel struggle on all the technical boulders so far today. The first problem, he had a little trouble on the first couple moves, and then on the third problem, technical slab mantle, took him a little while to figure out.
I don't remember what Carlo did there to do that so easily.
I think he stepped across to the far volume with his foot and perched up to the with his right hand. It's a little hard to see what the grips are like on that volume that Daniel's touching right now.
There's nothing on the one he's touching right now. It's just a bald head, like mine's about to be.
And that's going to be it for Daniel Woods' qualifying round here. Just 2 tops. We'll have to keep an eye on the scores. A lot still to be determined here. A lot of competitors still to come out on the wall. Won't have a real good sense for who's going to make it to semifinals until after all the competitors are done this evening around 8 o'clock local time. So just under 8 hours from now, we're scheduled to be finished. Chris and Neely Want to thank everyone for tuning in to the 2017 USAC Bouldering Open National Championships. We're here at the Salt Palace in Salt Lake City. Just a little bit under half an hour from the women's qualifying round beginning, and we are deep into the men's running order right now.
Deep. With Simon Hibbler from Boulder, Colorado. One of my personal favorites. Super nice kid. Very strong climber. 18 years old, 6 feet tall. He trains like a beast. I'd love to see Simon do real well.
What do you mean? What does he do? What do you see him doing?
I just see him training all the time. He even actually sent me his training program, and because he saw me pathetically trying to work my abs one day in the gym, and he was like, "No, dude, this is what you need to do." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Well, it's working for you, apparently.
Working for him too.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that, Neely. Thank you.
Well, I mean, you're sending. I haven't seen your abs, but
I can, you know.
Somebody on this panel is sending, and it's not me. Nicely done there from Ben Hanna. Starting to see a lot of tops out here on the first 3 problems especially. No tops yet for men's number 4, and I think just 1 for men's 5 from Tristan Chen. And Sean Bailey, I think.
And Sean Bailey, yep.
So, how many people are we in here so far? About 20 or so competitors out of not even a 1/6 of the way through.
Whew, yeah, only 100 more. And that's just the guys.
After the first 70, it's all downhill. Just about 90 seconds left in this round. Climbing with a hat, Chris, is kind of not common, but I respect it.
It's like Sonny Trotter doing all of his hard descents with a hat on. I think, though, he has it right. You got to turn it backwards so you can actually see a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully we'll be proved wrong here. Nice. Simon Hibbler, men's 1. He had to work those first few moves a couple times, but hopefully this will be it for him.
Nicely done.
With steez.
It is about that time again, people. The walls would not look as beautiful without all of those amazing holds that are on them. I want to give a quick shout out to all the official climbing hold suppliers of USA Climbing. That's Technic, E-Grips, Flat Hold, Working Class, and Element.
On deck for the men, coming up in about 10 seconds, is Nicholas Rummel from Golden, Colorado. 18 years old, 6 feet tall.
Got Sean Rabitou out in his 3rd problem. 2 tops on the scorecard already for Sean.
I saw his mom, Robin Erbisfield, in the audience just a moment ago. That must be pretty amazing to watch both your kids compete here at Nationals.
See Sean there just off the left side of the center of your screen. Already just 1 handhold from the finish, but 15 feet from the finish.
That's right. This has a dancing crux, really.
Sean a little bit shorter than some of the other competitors, so just different approach to some of these moves. We'll see how he figures this out. Chalking up, but there are no holds.
And by a little shorter, we're talking 5-5 for the guys. Sean Rabatou.
It's got to be a little bit hard to see the hold. We've seen some of the climbers actually overshoot the finish hold, but still be able to reel it in just on the strength. Well, on their strength and the fact that the hold is actually pretty good.
Gabe Schuster there on the left, topping out number 2, and Sean Rabatou with the catch on 3.
And what this means, Chris, with the scoring system is that tops are the most important thing, but the competitors get ranked on each problem that they do. And so the fact that problems 1, 2, and 3 are getting climbed by a lot of these competitors means that it's not going to be as important to their scores. They don't get as strong of a rank score because so many other competitors are also topping out these boulders.
Got it.
Which is why a top on men's 4 would really catapult whoever does it above the field, since we have yet to see anybody finish that problem. And we've really not seen anybody besides Daniel Woods make any meaningful progress on it.
That's right.
And that missed top on that problem could come back to haunt him. We'll have to see.
Nicholas Rummel there, about a minute left. See if he can make the first problem go down. A reminder that in about 25 minutes, we're going to have our first female competitors coming out. So that'll be exciting. For the women, getting off to a start in the first 3 is Michaela Kirsch, whom we expect to perform quite well.
Yeah, Michaela was the winner of the last comp we did together, Chris, at the Seco Block Masters.
That's right.
Back in August.
Yep.
She destroyed.
Yeah, and since she's climbed 14C outside, and gosh, who knows, all sorts of stuff. Sierra Blair Coyle will also be coming out. Nina Williams, they're all in the top 10.
Chauncey Carroll as well made finals here at Nationals quite a number of years ago. See if she can make it back into finals. I think she finished 2nd one year. Back at the spot.
Next out of the gate for the guys from Minneapolis, Minnesota, Noah Ridge.
Seems like a long time ago, Chris, that they used to be able to hold Nationals at a climbing gym.
That's right.
A number of years now they've had them in bigger facilities where they can have much bigger walls, much better experience for the competitors and the spectators alike.
Yep. Noah Ridge has stepped out from Minneapolis, Minnesota for problem 1. He's a name we've heard before, Noah Ridge, 22 years old.
Yeah, Noah's made podium at Rope Nationals a couple times, I think. He's done pretty well at Bouldering Nationals, never broken through into finals. Let's see how he does here this year on his first problem.
Wow.
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 Impressive from Noah Ridge.
Jeez. We've only seen Sean Bailey do it like that, I believe.
We've seen a lot of competitors do it much more dynamically. Noah looking very comfortable.
And just off your screen to the right is Simon Hibbler, almost topping number 2. And we have a close top on 3 as well. Starting to get exciting here in this little arena.
Yeah.
All right.
We're seeing lots and lots of tops after a slow start there. Nice top for Simon. I think that's 2 for 2 for him.
Yep.
Ben Hanna there, like an Egyptian on problem 3. Looking for his 3rd top in the round as well.
Did he do 2? Yeah, he did 2. Half the notes I take, Brian, are from your commentary. This is great.
You're welcome, Chris. We're seeing quite a few climbers with 3 tops so far. I have to guess that the cut line for semis will be somewhere in that 2 to 3 top range. Probably 2 in points. Which I think bodes well for Daniel Woods if that's what it comes down to, because he's going to have a pretty strong score based on how he did on men's floor. Reminder, you can go to usaclimbing.org to get the results as soon as they are available. And in fact, you can go there right now for some live score updates. Looks like there's about 12 competitors in there right now. Sean Bailey in first place with 4 tops. Carlo and Daniel right behind him, but so much action still to come.
So much action.
And because of the way this ranked scoring system works, the results of the competitors still to come actually impact the scores that the climbers that are already done have, which is sort of one of the wrinkles of the scoring system, because the competitors are ranked as a whole on each boulder problem. So problem number 1 is a competition between 124 competitors, and they're ranked according to how they do, and so on through the round. And then that score is averaged.
Ben Hanna has less than 10 seconds to make this final jump.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Just barely reels it in with the Puccio pull-up for style
That's right.
points. Nicely done for Ben.
Yep, he's gotten all 3 now. Wow.
Next up for the guys from Colorado Springs.
Yeah, so thus far, of the competitors whose scorecards are in the system, only 4 competitors with 2 or more tops. In fact, only 5 competitors with any tops in there yet, but that will not hold up as we get through the round. We've got our defending national champion still to come, our champion from 2 years ago coming up in the next half hour, Mohamed Jafari.
Yep. Jeremy Finnegan, Colorado Springs, Colorado. His entry here on men's 1, he is 30 years old. So far the oldest competitor. And you're looking at Sean Robitou right there on the left of the screen. On men's 4, which has not yet been topped. So this would be huge if he would be able to do this.
Plenty of time left for Sean. It's proven to be a pretty difficult move. See Dalton reeling in that black pinch on men's number 5, cutting for the finish. This will position him nicely for semifinals if he could finish this boulder. I think that would give him 4 tops. Put him right up there with Sean Bailey.
Oh, and Dalton Bunker, top number 5.
Nicely done, Dalton Bunker in front of the hometown crowd.
Nice.
It's always fun when the hometown competitors do well at nationals. Chris really brings the energy out in the crowd in semis and finals.
That's right. And speaking of crowd, it is starting to feel like a crowd here. There's more empty seats than not so far, but still early in the day. But as the minutes roll on, more and more folks are coming in here.
Sean just pouncing on that move that time. Nice view of that. Suzanne Summers on that big white pinch there.
Heck yeah.
Sean trying to be the first male competitor. Lost his right heel there, and that was it. He's got a minute 18 seconds left. Let's see if he decides to give another try. See, he's thinking about it.
Evo, we are only about a quarter of the way through our male qualifying round. The girls are going to get started in about 15 minutes time, and once again, that is a perfect time for you to let everybody that you know tune in live online for the Louder Than 11 live stream. Once again, that's tuning in at lt11.tv.
One last attempt for Sean Rabatu with 30 seconds on the clock. It would be a minor miracle if he was able to pull this off in less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think he left himself enough time here, Chris.
If you plan on being here for all the action tomorrow, which I strongly suggest you do.
15 seconds.
Final start at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
You can see he had to rush himself a little bit there. Still nicely done for Sean Rabatu. One of the only competitors to even stick that move, so not in bad shape at all. 3 tops so far for Sean Rabatu.
Next up for the guys from Michigan, Eric Libby.
Eric Libby out for the men on problem number 1. Eric just recently moved to my home area over in Milwaukee, climbing at Adventure Rock there. Hearing a lot of rumors about him around the gym about how strong he is.
Oh, nice.
This kid from Michigan. See him out here at Bouldering Nationals for the first time.
Eric Libby is 22 years old. He's 5'9". He likes to climb at the Red River Gorge.
Meanwhile, Ben Hanna fighting for men's number 4 and falling off.
Oh.
These competitors have been in isolation for a few hours by this point, so they're pretty amped to get out here and start climbing.
I heard they have a ping pong table in isolation though. So at least they have something to do. And they have some climbs back there.
Yeah, a lot of walls in the back for them to warm up on. Fun scene back there. On the right, there's Simon Hibbler trying men's 3.
Oh, attention audience, if you haven't already, I suggest that you head on over to the North Face van off to your left. Chris and Corey are over there. They're allowing people to go into the van where they have some games.
So Ben Hanna there making pretty good progress in men's 4, still no top.
In the next couple of days, they will be raffling off 4 North Face packs. It is $1 per ticket, and all proceeds
Noah
will go
Ridge
back to USA
in red.
Climbing, helping make this event possible.
Men's 2.
If I remember correctly, I think Noah did not compete last year because of a knee injury. You can see he's got that tape on his knee still. So I think he had to miss nationals last year.
Oh, good memory there, brah.
Going left hand in the finish for Noah Ridge. Nicely done.
Nice. Nice
I
top.
haven't seen that too often. Great to see Noah back here at nationals.
Did Noah top number 1?
Yes, he did.
Well, he's on his way.
Ben Hanna looking really strong in this qualifying round, finishing the first 3 problems relatively easily. And making pretty good progress on men's 4 in his last attempt.
Yeah.
Trying to get a knee injury himself.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I wonder if he did some weird stuff like that for his shoulder before, which is why he has the tape tattoo going on.
Tape tattoo, nice.
Simon Hibbler with 17 seconds on the clock, trying to evaluate this jump to the jug.
Oh, he made that
Ooh,
look easy.
No problema.
Yeah, so far we haven't seen anybody come off that move once they go for it. At least not when I've been watching.
That's right. Life lesson there. You just got to commit, man.
Smart.
Commit and have good coordination.
Golden, Colorado is home. Will Anglin.
Oh, Will England. He's a Colorado guy. He's up on number 1.
Yeah, I saw Will actually had some sort of accident making holds for his climbing company this week. Had to go to the hospital.
Oh, wow.
Do you know what happened?
It sounded like in one of the pieces that he was drilling on or something got spit back at him, hit him in the face, and his hand is hurt and stuff.
Oh, wow.
It got pretty raw out there. That's why I work at a computer.
Yeah.
I wonder if it'll affect his climbing. We'll see.
You can see he's got his right thumb taped. He said yesterday on Facebook that he can't use his thumb.
Well, that's problematic.
Yeah, wait till he gets to the Thunder Cling crux sequence. Will is a super strong climber, though. Not how he wants to spend his week preparing, though, by going to the hospital.
No, he's probably really bummed. So Will is 26 years old. I'm pretty sure he lives in Denver. Climbs at Earth Treks. And he got into semis last year and the year before. He said in his notes that he squeaked into semis the last couple of years.
I remember he was pretty psyched to make semis.
He trains hard.
And semis is a super fun round to get into for the competitors. It's really high pressure, really hard problems. A lot of action during semifinals tomorrow. Don't forget to check that out at 9:30 tomorrow, Mountain Time. That's when we'll be kicking off semifinals. 9:45, excuse me. Make sure you go to lt11.tv. Check out when we'll be on the air. At this rate, we might never stop.
Be here all night. So Will has his own training blog. He is way into training. I actually interviewed him on my podcast on trainingbeta.com. And he's got a lot of good information, and I know that he does it all himself too.
Yeah, it's really smart stuff that he writes. I really enjoy reading it.
He also works a lot, and he still makes it work with training. He's just super efficient about when he climbs. Sean Rabatou on the right side of the wall, men's number 5, making really good progress. Would this be the third top of number 5 if he does this?
At least that I've seen, yeah. It's a little bit out of our viewpoint here, so possibly miss one, but Sean, 4 tops for Sean Rabatou. Nicely done for him. Definitely expect to see him in semifinals tomorrow.
Yep, he did 1, 2, 3, and 5. No 4 for him, but that is pretty good. Really good.
And next up onto the mats, time to give some local love to Palmer Larson.
Coming up in the next hour, we have our defending champion for the men, Nathaniel Coleman. Ty Landman coming out a little after 1:15 or so local time. Muhammad Jafari, the winner from 2 years ago, coming out in the next 10 minutes or so. So lots of strong competitors still to come. And we get our women's competition underway here in less than 10 minutes nearly. After seeing the men climb here for the last 2 hours, I'm super psyched to get the women out here.
Me
and
too.
Start seeing how their problems look.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting having 10 people on the walls at all times.
Should be pretty easy to keep track of.
Yeah, super easy.
And that's actually the first time that's happened at Adult Nationals. Usually women climb in separate time of the day, but because the men's field has gotten so large, they have no choice but to run them concurrently. Otherwise, we'd be here until next week trying to get these competitors through qualifiers.
Yeah, they said they had something like a 25% increase in membership and it for the USAC this year alone. So there are way many more people at this particular comp as well.
You see Palmer Larson there on the left side of your screen on men's number 1, another local climber from Salt Lake City. Tons of support for him here in the crowd.
Wow, crushing.
Crowd loves when you send.
Yeah, he's 21 years old, 6'1", climbs at Momentum. On men's number 4, we have Simon Hibbler. Let's see if he can get that left crimp.
Yeah, Simon's had a really nice round. As has Ben Hanna over there on the 5th problem. Ben's got 3 tops. I think Simon might have 3 tops as well.
Yeah, Ben Hanna did 1, 2, and 3. Again, no number 4. Trying to go at it statically on men's number 4.
And next up on our list of sponsor shout-outs, you know if you love the Cliff Bar, it's simple. Put good food in, get good performance out.
We've got Eric Libby here on men's number 2.
That respects and protects the places where people live, work, and play. Cliff Bar.
See how he navigates this transition.
Just about 25 seconds left on the clock.
Making some progress over there. You can't see it on your screen. Yep, there he is on number 5.
All right, Ben Hanna finally made that first move. 2 seconds left, though.
Come on. There he goes.
Oh, it appears that he probably just missed the time.
It's such a bummer that it has to be within the time because for sport climbing, I'm pretty sure you can continue to climb, right?
That's right. That's right.
Not for these boulders.
That was crazy. Yeah, Ben was trying that move many times and finally just made it.
Yeah. So no top for, well, top, but doesn't count for Ben Hanna.
Ian Dory, another name well known in these circles, very strong for a lot of years.
He's 25 out of Fort Collins, Colorado. He likes to climb in Rocky Mountain National Park. Oh. He's been climbing for 20 years, Ian Dory.
Nice.
He got second at ABS Nationals in 2013, and he's an American Ninja Warrior. He came in 3rd for 2015 and 2014. He's part of the Wolf Pack.
Jeremy Finnegan on the right side of the screen there on men's 3. There's a closer look at him. It's always hard to tell from a distance, but up close you can tell these athletes are trying hard.
Trying to get that foot up. I don't think that right hand is something you want to be hanging out on for very long.
Will Anglin, men's 2.
It's looking really strong.
The thumb tape is apparently not affecting his performance too poorly.
Yeah,
He's looking great.
You'd think it would even affect some friction, but nice, almost. There
All
you
right.
go, Will Anglin. Top men's number 2.
It seems like it's going to be a prerequisite to top number 2 to make semis. Just a guess, but seems like that's should be in the bag.
Yeah, we already have a good handful of people who've done 1, 2, and 3. And we have 20 spots for semis.
I guess the only other thing to consider would be, since 4 hasn't even been topped out yet, if someone, say, doesn't do problem 2, but they do number 4, that's going to be a lot more meaningful. Of course, it's hard to imagine that happening because 2 seems so much easier.
Well, we'll see.
Hail Mary attempt here for Nicholas Rummel with less than 10 seconds.
We have our first female qualifier, Hannah Han.
And it looks like for the guys we have Mohammad Jafari from Iran. He was he won the competition a couple years ago, being a foreign national. However, he can't actually officially be the champion, but he actually beat Daniel Woods 2 years ago.
I feel like it was a little controversial there that year.
It was, but I think it's mainly just because a new scoring system was put into place, and it was difficult to understand at first. But yeah, he in fact did beat Daniel Woods, and I think he made finals last year. So we can definitely expect some good things here from Mohammad Jafari.
So Hannah Han is 20 years old. Oh. Well, it said Gentry Cole there on your screen, but that's actually Hannah Han. And she's from Colorado Springs. She's 5'2". The 5'5" She climbs at the Sport Climbing Center.
Mohammad Jafari has lived in Golden, Colorado now for several years.
We have a top here on men's 2.
Local boy, Palmer Larson, with a top of men's 2. All right, crowd favorite for sure. It really does make a difference when you have the cheering crowd behind you.
Yeah, the crowd is small, but a lot of them must be locals because they're cheering pretty loud for him. We have Muhammad on number 1, making pretty quick work of this.
Oh, wow, surprise fall there by Mohammad Jafari.
So Hannah Han there in the background, still on women's number 1. She's actually only been climbing for 2 years, it says here, so. Started when she was 18. That's about when I started, when I was 19.
Nice, nice. Yep. That was probably kind of starting early too.
Yeah, back then.
And now it just gets younger and younger.
Hannah Hahn doing really well on number 1.
Hannah is the first of 60 women competing. There are 123-ish men competing.
There was supposed to be 124. Somebody didn't make it. There's Muhammad again on men's number 1. Hopefully he will not slip off this time. There he goes.
And next up for the guys, another local climber from Salt Lake City, Drew Klaus. And to Drew's left, our next female competitor, we have Tori Perkins out of Atlanta, Georgia.
19-year-old Drew Klaus for the men from Draper, Utah. It's gonna get real now. We are gonna be having, eventually here, 10 climbers on the wall all at once.
To the left of the North Face logo is Will England. There he is, starting up.
Victoria Perkins on the far left from Milton, Georgia. "17 years old.
She's 5'9". Making quick work of that. Did she just flash that?
Oh, wow. Look at that. Yeah, no stranger to comps. We've seen her name again and again, Victoria Perkins. Excellent work.
She made the U.S. team for IFSC Youth World Championships in 2016 for bouldering, sport, and speed. She made semifinals in Sika Block Masters of 2016, so not bad.
Ian Dory, top in men's 2.
Got some attempts on men's number 5. It's just
Will Anglin.
looks like he's about to lose his glasses. That would be bad. There he goes. Come on, Will.
Oh yeah, it looks like maybe above his eyebrow is where that shard hit him.
There he goes. So Will's got tops on 1, 2, and 3. Will Anglin. Will Anglin. There is no D there.
He's angling for semifinals.
Yeah, all the training's paying off. Well, I, for one, would like to see some action on men's 4 and 5.
I'm not leaving until somebody finishes men's 4. Might
Victoria
have to be Chris,
Perkins. Or, no, Hannah Hahn. No.
No.
No, forget it.
And with that, we are just out of time in this round. Brian Runnels, Chris Widener, and Neely Quinn with you here at the 2017 Bouldering National Championships in Salt Lake City, Utah, in the bowels of the Salt Palace here.
Yes, exactly, the bowels. There's Michaela Kirsch. Excited to see her out here. She is a potential probable semifinalist at least, if not more. She's been climbing super well lately.
hasn't been competing in too many bouldering competitions lately, but she did win the Seco comp in August and been climbing really strong on a rope. So we'll see how well that translates here to the boulder problems. I know she's been training.
She was the 3rd place finisher in the 2016 Sport Climbing Nationals. Curiously, at the time she was 21 years old, and she was also the 3rd oldest competitor in Sport Nationals, which I thought was shocking. She's now 22.
She sent the golden ticket 514C in the Red River Gorge this year.
Great little film about that send, actually. We're seeing.
Yeah, it's been really impressive to see how Michaela's climbing has progressed over the years. I've been watching her climb in the Midwest seemingly forever. I feel like she's always been super good, but she's gotten even better the last year or two.
And with a cool flash of Women's 1.
Crushed that.
That's it. Now she gets to rest for a minute and a half extra.
Yeah.
2.5 extra.
I watched her send God's Own Stone in the red, the 14A, and she did it with ease. Men's number 2 here, Muhammad. He is so tall. Climbed really well.
Muhammad Jafari, 2nd top.
He's got 1 and 2 under his belt.
Seeing a pretty steady stream of people doing the first 3 problems for the men now.
Oh, looks like Muhammad
may not have made it on time for the first problem. We'll have to look into that.